Coming up on News Live at 6, Syracuse University has announced the Remembrance Scholars for the 2022-2023 school year. Our reporter John Perik will speak with one of the scholars.
Plus, student businesses hold a pop-up shop in Byrd Library. Dillon Brendle will have insight from the entrepreneurs.
And a famous Newhouse alum will be delivering the Arts and Sciences Convocation Address. Find out who tonight. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Syracuse University is gearing up for its 33rd year of Remembrance Scholars. Welcome into News Live at 6. I'm Tyler Melito.
And I'm Liam Crowley. Syracuse University's Remembrance Scholarship Selection Committee has announced the new Remembrance Scholars for the next academic year. CitrusTV reporter John Perik is joining us live from the Wall of Remembrance with more on what it means to be a Remembrance Scholar. John Perik, good evening.
Liam, good evening. These 35 names behind me represent the Syracuse University students who lost their lives at the hands of terrorism in the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland. Now, their lives and their legacy will never be forgotten here at Syracuse University, and as a result, for the last 33 years, Syracuse University has had a Remembrance Scholarship program, where each year 35 Syracuse students are named Remembrance Scholars. And in the words of Gretchen Ritter, the Syracuse University provost, what makes a Remembrance Scholar is that these 2022-2023 scholars represent a broad spectrum of disciplines, personal backgrounds, and career aspirations. What brings them together is the desire to make the world better through leadership and service. And tonight we're joined alongside Ronnie Ditchek, who is a Syracuse University Remembrance Scholar for this coming year. Now, Ronnie, first off, I want to ask you, what made you want to become a Remembrance Scholar?
Yeah, of course. So the Remembrance Scholarship means a lot to me. During my first year, when I learned about Remembrance through attending and performing at various events, I was so impacted by how the Remembrance Scholars looked back and acted forward. I was so touched by how they were upholding these legacies forever and how they were so willing to make a positive change in our communities and our world today.
And Ronnie, could you just put into words what it means to be a Remembrance Scholar?
It means a tremendous amount to me, actually. So I believe one thing I would love to do as a Remembrance Scholar is being able to pass down significant wisdom and insight that the students had to my future students, being a music educator. So my future students will be able to live the lives that the 35 students were able to. So just being able to pass down that significant wisdom so my future students will be able to live on through them forever.
Well, Ronnie, thank you for your time tonight. And Remembrance Week will occur next October from the 16th through the 22nd. We're live tonight outside of the Hall of Languages from the Wall of Remembrance. John Perik, CitrusTV News.
Thank you. The College of Law is mourning the passing of a former dean. Hannah Arterian served in the role from 2003 until 2015. According to the university, she, quote, increased the quality and size of the college's faculty and diversified educational opportunities for students. A celebration of life will take place at Dineen Hall on May 8th at 2 p.m.
The annual Southside Photo Walk will return this year. 51 photos out of 11,000 taken over the last 12 years will be on display. Photographers include students, Syracuse natives, amateurs, and professionals. The display will be up until May 14th at the Art Rage Gallery, and the photo walk will take place on June 19th.
The first Performance Studies Showcase is opening tonight in the Hall of Languages. The Communication and Rhetorical Studies program will present performances and videos created by their scholars. Featured topics will come from CRS classes of storytelling, remix culture, and performance studies. Join the department tonight at 7 in room 500 in the Hall of Languages. Space is limited, but seats can be reserved in advance.
Syracuse alum Mike Tirico is set to deliver the alumni address at the Arts and Sciences / Maxwell Undergraduate Convocation. Tirico graduated from Syracuse in 1988 and has gone on to broadcast sports on NBC, host multiple Olympic Games, and was one of the signature voices on ESPN, ESPN Radio, and ABC. The convocation will be held on Saturday, May 14th at 8:30 a.m. in the Dome.
New details about entrepreneurs here in Syracuse. PopCycle is a student-run fashion retail company that partners with new brands to put on pop-up shops here on the SU campus. Our reporter Dillon Brendle was at the pop-up today and joins us now live from Byrd Library with more. Dillon, good evening.
By Jackson Ensley. He's a senior who's been studying marketing, but he's always had an interest in fashion. He told us how his company is giving students opportunities and trying to help out a cause along the way. Jackson Ensley has always had an entrepreneurial mindset, and since coming to Syracuse, he's brought that mindset into reality with his fashion retail company, PopCycle. His brand hosted their 4th and biggest pop-up ever today in Bird Library. Ensley told us how PopCycle has helped him and the people he works with grow.
For the last 2.5 years, this was a great outlet for me to kind of meet other fashion students that were making awesome stuff and kind of pooling their audiences together to make something awesome.
Ensley says his relationship to the student brands is one of his favorite parts about PopCycle.
It's fantastic, man. I think the most fun part about it for me is just the fact that all these brands are owned and operated by students. So I know that every time a purchase happens inside the store, you know, it's going to support a fellow student.
One of those brands is Parade, a women's underwear brand. Marketing associate Lila Holmes told us how the partnership with PopCycle is helping Parade.
It's such a good way to connect with students, and this is like a market that we've been wanting to get into and kind of connect with students.
PopCycle is also not-for-profit and donates revenues to various women's health charities. Many of the designers PopCycle works with also contribute to charities for sustainability, victims of sexual assault, and more, all as part of PopCycle's mission to help students and the community. As he is a senior, Jackson said he probably won't be hosting any more PopCycle events at SU, but he is looking to pass on the torch for a younger student. That's all I have. From Bird Library, I'm Dillon Brendle. Guys, back to you.
Dillon, thank you. Lemoyne College will join other academic institutions across New York State in presenting an honorary degree to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. RIT, Canisius College, and Cayuga College are among 15 institutions to present Zelensky with a degree. Lemoyne will present the honor at their May 22nd ceremony.
Upstate Medical University nurses are receiving yet another pay raise. Due to the general nurse shortage, it hopes to increase the competition of the applicant pool. Current upstate registered nurses may get a raise of anywhere from $9,000 to over $14,000 annually. Years of service, experience, and education are the main factors to receive a raise. As of now, over 400 job openings are available for nurses and nurse practitioners.
The city of Syracuse, Onondaga County, and New York State will hold an open house look to provide feedback regarding proposals for revitalizing Onondaga Lake, the lakefront, and the Inner Harbor. The three parties are in the process of creating a waterfront revitalization program. The open house will be held on May 4th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
New details in the killing of a woman at the Skyline Apartments last year. 24-year-old Victoria Affett will spend 29 years in prison after being found guilty in the killing of 93-year-old Connie Torrey. Torrey was found dead in her Skyline apartment in March of 2021. Affett originally pleaded guilty in the case and then took a plea deal, leading to her sentence today. Family members of both Affett and Torrey were present at the proceedings this morning.
Faculty, students, and alumni at New York University Medical School continue to protest a possible hire. Dr. David Sabatini faces an allegation of sexual harassment from MIT. The person who came forward against Sabatini was a graduate student at MIT at the time. He resigned from the school earlier this month, and 3 faculty recommended his tenure should be revoked.
A teacher in Minola, New York, has been charged with submitting a forged COVID-19 vaccination card. The district previously mandated vaccination or weekly testing. Tricia Minot is a teacher in Long Island, and she is charged with criminal possession of a forged instrument, as well as offering a false instrument for filing. If she is convicted, Minot could face a max sentence of 7 years in prison.
The 44th annual Mountain Goat Run will take place this Sunday. Almost 1,700 runners are participating in the 10-mile run through the city of Syracuse. A number of streets will be closed to ensure the safety of participants, including parts of Erie Boulevard West and Clinton Street. A full list can be found on the Mountain Goat Run website. Now, Tyler, I'm really hoping the weather picks up for that run in particular because, as we saw this week, the breezes kind of came back into play.
Yeah, no, we had 80s on Monday, and then it kind of dipped down with some snow, but I'm hearing, per my sources, that mainly being Zach Richter, that is going to get warmer. Zach Richter now joins us live in studio with more. Zach.
Thanks, Liam and Tyler. Right now, as we take a look outside, it's currently 46 degrees and sunny, but it really was a windy day today. Winds were gusting over 30 miles an hour, and sustained winds were around 15 to 20 miles an hour throughout the day. Now, the current temperatures here across central New York, mostly in the mid-40s to high 40s. Rome coming in at 47, Cortland 43, Binghamton 45, Elmira 47, and Rochester 47. So all the temperatures for the time of the year are around normal, but still a little chilly from what we're expecting this time of year. So tonight it's going to be going down to 31, below freezing, almost in May, and it's going to be some clear skies, and the winds will remain with us with some 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. But it's not going to hit 31 degrees until after 6 a.m. tonight. As we take a look at the future temperatures tonight, at 6 a.m. it's going to be 46, 8 o'clock then going down to 41, and then at midnight we're going to see about over a 10-degree drop from the temperature we're at right now, and the temperatures are just going to continue to drop tonight as we get all the way down to 32 at 6 a.m. I'll be back with more in your 5-day forecast in just a bit. Liam and Tyler, I'll send it back over to you for now.
Zach Richter, thank you. When we return to Live at 6, President Biden is asking Congress for more aid to go out to Ukraine. Find out what this money will go towards.
Plus, 2 nations could be joining NATO very soon. Find out how likely these additions could be. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where'd the cats go on vacation? New York.
Now back to Citrus TV News Live at 6 with Liam Crowley, Tyler Melito, Zach Richter, and Dillon Brendle. Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. President Joe Biden is requesting an additional $33 billion in aid for Ukraine. This newest package would include military funds specifically for security and humanitarian efforts.
According to Biden, this money would allow Ukraine to provide food as global shortages occur. The White House also says this particular fund is intended to last for 5 months.
Moderna is asking the FDA to authorize its COVID-19 vaccine for children under 6. The company is the first COVID vaccine manufacturer to ask for authorization for a shot of this age group.
This group is the only population not yet eligible for a vaccine. The FDA held a Senate oversight hearing this week, but a final decision has not yet been released.
3 Colorado families will receive a share of $8.7 million. Former fertility doctor Paul Jones will pay 30% of that total. The clinic he worked for will pay the other 70%.
Jones was sued for allegedly using his own sperm to impregnate several women. At least 9 people from the 1970s, 80s, and 90s believe Jones is their father. Jones permanently gave up his medical license 3 years ago.
America's economy shrank last quarter. The U.S. GDP saw nearly 1.5% annual growth, much less than the nearly 7% recorded in the fourth quarter of last year.
Experts say first quarter growth was stunted by a slow restocking of products in stores and a significant drop in exports. The Commerce Department says, however, that Businesses and consumers are increasing even as high inflation rates continue.
The FDA is hoping to place a ban on the use of menthol in cigarettes after they released a detailed plan earlier today. In a statement, Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra said that they would prevent children from becoming the next generation of smokers.
The FDA says this ban could prevent between 300 and 650,000 deaths over the next 40 years. They are also seeking a ban of dozens of other flavors like strawberry and grape, which they say makes more kids start to smoke.
The latest overseas. British officials say they are postponing some checks on European Union imports. The country says that the delays are due to economic disruption caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
The checks are required as part of a trade rules agreed to upon the UK's exit from the EU. This is the fourth time Britain has delayed checks since it left the European Union. The country says it will begin reinstating the checks late next year.
Twitter says it has established a legal entity in Nigeria. This comes months after the platform was banned by the Nigerian government in June 2021.
Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari tweeted in a reference to violence in Nigeria's civil war, which was the first domino in the platform being banned. The 7-month ban ended in January after Twitter agreed to multiple terms, one of which being that the company registered in Nigeria before March.
NATO's Secretary General says Finland and Sweden could join the alliance quickly if they so choose. This comes as public support for the countries to join NATO rises in response to the war in Ukraine.
Experts close to the situation say that the two countries could apply for NATO membership in mid-May. Russia demanded NATO stop expanding before invading Ukraine in February. Many expect Moscow to strongly reject the move if made.
Coming up on News Live at 6, those warm temperatures are coming. I'll take a look at your 5-day forecast right after the break.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
Your girls have been with you through every moment of your life. They were with you when you felt unbreakable. With you that time you felt most alone. And with you when you realized you would never be. They were with you when you shared your love with the world. And with you when she became your world. Your girls have never left you. They're still with you right now. But how well do you know them? You don't know much. Knowing your breasts can save your life.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Let's take a look at your radar right now, and there's absolutely nothing going on here in the Syracuse area. We take a look towards Vermont. There's a little bit of rain, but it's really just a clear day outside, and that's what we saw today. But the National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement that's in effect until 8 o'clock tonight here in Syracuse. That special weather statement says there's an elevated risk of wildfires here in central New York, and the combination of the winds we've seen today, gusting over 35 miles an hour, and that dry air that we were talking about is why this weather statement is in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. That's about a moderate risk. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. it's going to be 39 degrees, and then at 1 p.m. it's going to be 48, and the temperatures will keep increasing throughout the day until we get about to 54 around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, before we'll start to drop back down at 5 o'clock to about 51. So it's going to be a cold start in the morning, but we will see sun throughout the day with no clouds. Let's take a look at your 5-day forecast now. Tomorrow, as I said, 54 and sunny, then going down to 32 at night. Saturday, some more sun, 56 with the high, a low of 33. Sunday, we're almost going to see possibly a 70-degree day, a high of 68 right now, partly cloudy, more sun. Monday, though, the rain comes back, high of 61. And Tuesday, 71 and sunny. Let's hope that stays. Really good temperatures. But that's all I got right now. Calvin, what's coming up in sports.
Well, Zach, if I had the first overall pick in the draft, I'd take you, but I'll tell you who the Jets, Giants, and Bills might take. Also, Syracuse women's lacrosse begins its run in the ACC tournament. That's on deck for sports.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
We are just one day away from the start of the Syracuse women's lacrosse postseason. Welcome to sports. I'm Calvin Cristoforo. No, it's not the run to the national title like SU did a season ago, but it's the start of the ACC tournament. The Cuse finished the regular year 6-2 in ACC play, with a loss though to Boston College there at the end. So head coach Kayla Trainer says the Orange want the Eagles again.
Played our best lacrosse tonight. I think we're a better team than we showed. So hopefully we get another chance to play these guys in the postseason.
All right, hold your horses there, Kayla. I know revenge is on the mind, but if you want another shot at the Eagles, you have to go through 16th-ranked Virginia, who enters the tournament as the number 6 seed. This is a rematch of a game back in March, a 17-11 Orange win behind a 5-goal performance by Megan Tyrell, who leads the Cuse with 63 goals on the season. Opening draw in South Bend tomorrow is at 7:30. Meanwhile, back on the hill, SU softball stole a win against number 11 Duke over the weekend, and the Orange are back at Skytop for their final non-con game of the year, taking on Niagara as we speak. Now, although the Cuse is just 21-20 on the season, there is 2 things it dominates: non-conference play and the Purple Eagles. SU is an all-time 18-1 against Niagara, and they're 17-5 this year in non-conference play. SU, to grab a win, the bats for the Orange really need to wake up. The Cuse scored just 1 run in its weekend series with the Blue Devils. That game right now is scoreless at the moment. To the pros, the Yankees had an opportunity to finish off a sweep of the Orioles this afternoon after the Yanks won the contest on Tuesday and Wednesday night. The Yankees welcome the O's back to the stadium today at 1. And after a slow start, the Bombers exploded. Aaron Judge had a big home run late for the Yankees to pull away as the Yankees get revenge on the Birds after the Orioles took 2 of 3 from New York 2 weeks ago. They now move on to Kansas City to open up a series with the Royals tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Finally, to the NFL draft in 2.5 months after the Rams raised the Lombardi Trophy, the look ahead to the start of the 2022 season begins today. And oh boy, does the New York area teams have some skin in the game. The Jets and Giants both have a pair of selections inside the top 10. The Jets own the number 4 pick and Seattle's number 10 pick from the Jamal Adams trade a couple of years ago. The team's needs, well, it's lengthy for the Jets, Jets, after last season's 4-13 finish. But helpers for Zach Wilson and defense are at the top of that grocery list. For the G-Men's, they hold pick 5 and 7. Needs for them, once again, a lot. Offensive linemen and front 7. But don't be too surprised if they go get themselves a quarterback after the team declined Daniel Jones's 5th-year option this afternoon. And finally, to the Bills, Buffalo picks at 25 tonight, and they don't need much after last year's divisional round run. But hey, a wideout and a lineman certainly wouldn't hurt anyone.
Calvin Cristoforo, thank you so much. When Citrus TV returns, we have one last look at your weather.
Here's to the straggly ones, the lopsided ones, the first ones, the I miss my beard ones, and hey, I look good with this ones, but no way he's grown that in a week ones, the black, brown, red, and gray ones, the, that one, the itchy ones, the never forgotten ones, the ones grown by Dad, the ones grown for Dad, the started late ones, the absolutely filthy ones, the drawn on ones, the finger ones, the pin ones, the I nearly didn't do it this year ones, and the yeah, why not ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
Welcome back to News Live at 6 tomorrow. When you wake up around 8 a.m., well, here's your wake-up weather forecast. It's going to be 37 degrees and sunny, a chilly start, but temperatures will start to warm up throughout the day, and we're going to see all sun. That's all I got for weather right now, but I wanted to say thank you to our 2 anchors for Thursday News, Tyler and Liam. It's really been a pleasure working with both you guys over the past semester. But for one last time, guys, I'll send it back over to you.
Zach, thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you as well. And as he mentioned, Liam, this is our final time on News Live at 6, final time on the Citrus TV airways as we graduate in just a few weeks. What has been your experience like? I'll ask you first because you've been at this longer than I have.
Sure, it's been wild. It's been an incredible 4 years. Citrus TV helped me find my voice, and I know we don't get too sentimental on Live at 6 too often, but that's where we were 3 years ago around block party season, my first time on Live at 6. Fun fact, I missed an exam to be on Live at 6 because I thought Citrus TV News was that much more of a priority at the time. We're still cutting class.
We won't tell the professor that. Look at that hair, though. That is a change for sure.
It's a mess. I missed that tie, though. I lost that tie a while ago. And look at you.
And that was me. That was February 2021. If you can't tell by the mask, the first time I was on Live at 6, it wasn't even for news. It was for sports, doing the duopoly there, kind of sports and news. And I can't believe the time has come to an end. I was saying to a friend that this whole goodbye, this is all hitting me now. The end of Citrus, the end of the semester, the end of our time here at Syracuse. It just doesn't feel real.
It doesn't feel real. It's been a bit of a tour with Juice and Java last Saturday, Unpeeled last night, now Live at 6, and I think it's officially time to say goodbye.
Yes, we can't start saying goodbye yet. We still got time yet, right? Well, no. We got 20 seconds left in the show here, so that will do it on this episode of Citrus TV News Live at 6.
For more of the latest, follow us online at Citrus TV News or check out our website at citrustv.com.
For all of us here on Citrus TV News, I'm Tyler Melito.
And I'm Liam Crowley. Citrus TV, thank you for everything. For one last time, goodbye and good night, Syracuse.